What's going on, guys? My name is Eldeniro and welcome to another episode of my Leicester City career mode on FIFA 15. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying this series, and thank you for watching this many episodes in. It is pretty amazing. We're starting this episode off with a squad report, as you can see on the screen. I don't really have anything to report about it. You know, some players go up, some players don't, and the nature of this game is strange to me, but I kind of have grown to not appreciate as such, but understand a little more about the inconsistencies between players' growth and stuff. And I think it does kind of keep the series a little bit more interesting in the sense that, you know, not every player that I sign goes up to 90 rated after a season, you know. I'm fine with it, but it looks like Valère Bresson is actually growing now that he's out on loan to Stoke. He's gone up one rating since then, but in only a month. I think that's actually pretty good. So I hope that when he comes back to us, he's going to be a lot more capable of quick growth, because his pace really does need to change if he's going to make it as a winger, like, you know, especially in this game when pace is really important. But one thing I actually could say about this squad is that we have way too many midfielders, and it's really difficult to cram them all into the same starting 11. And that's one thing that I'm going to struggle with this season, is keeping the harmony at the club. Like, keeping all the players happy is just going to be incredibly difficult for me, I think, because for the first time really since this series has actually started, we just have an abundance of talent available in every possible position. And that's kind of, it's just unique now at the moment. Like, there's never been anything like that in this series before, so it will be interesting to see how that works, like, because there are so many just similar styles of players as well, and I don't know if I've shot myself in the foot a little bit, or if it's really good to have that kind of depth, but sometimes I just wouldn't mind a good old-fashioned injury crisis at the club, you know. But we go into our first game of the episode, which is against Sporting Club de Portugal. They're called Sporting Lisbon in English-speaking countries, I guess, the same way that Celtic are called Glasgow Celtic, despite not having that in their name at all. So Sporting Lisbon come to the King Power Stadium as we go into our first home Champions League game, and we got off to a very bad start in our Champions League campaign with an early loss to Celtic in the group stages, so we were hoping to make amends for that here. Elsewhere, it would be safe enough to assume that Dortmund would beat Celtic, so it was really up to us from here to fight for that second place in the group. But Sporting had other ideas, and in the 26th minute they came forward with Adrian Silva on the ball as he plays it wide to somebody else called Silva, evidently, who brings it into the box. He has a look up, he plays it to Medeiros, who scores an incredible goal just 27 minutes into the game, and like, that really did leave us shell-shocked at that point. The way that Sporting grabbed hold of this game and continued to hold the ball as well as they did was a real sort of a let-off for it. Like, it was just a thing that made us not really able to play out of midfield the way that we usually do, and they got another shot in the 44th minute from William Carvalho, which was saved, and at half-time I changed the formation around because it just wasn't working with the deep 4-4-2 and the two players sitting so defensively. So I had to change it a little bit. I can't remember specifically what I did, but in the 47th minute we got a free kick as William Carvalho picks up a booking. Standing over the free kick was Hector Villalba, and I went for the short free kick, and I tried to get this passing move going, because I don't know if anyone remembers, but I had a similar instance of that passing move almost being successful with Jeffrey Schlupp on the end of it. This time it was Corker, and I'm trying to work up some kind of technique from those free kicks, because they're too far away to shoot from, for me anyways. I'm not really a good free kick taker, and it just would make sense to try and get a passing move going. But Villalba had a shot in the 55th minute which hit off the post, and then we come up to the hour mark of the game with Schlupp on the ball, and he gets fouled by Carvalho, who, if you remember, a few minutes ago just picked up a booking, and the referee has no alternative here but to send the player off for a second bookable offence, and it is, you know, by the letter of the law, it's a definite foul. So the second yellow card for William Carvalho sees him sent off, and Sporting Lisbon subsequently put down to 10 men, which does change the shape of the game a little bit, and I was hoping from here that we could push on and enter ultra attacking mode with Yassine Benzia on the ball as he passes it to Mike Leite, another second half substitute. He sees his shot saved by the goalkeeper. In fact, Leite started this game, I think. I went with a very strange starting 11 because I was looking at the squad report and I was like, this guy, and this guy are unhappy. They're all going to start in this game, which is just, that's me shooting myself in the foot, essentially, trying to keep players happy and sacrificing the overall strength of the team as a result of it. But in the 79th minute, the ball comes to Danny Ings, who does quite well to keep the move going, and he passes passes it into Hector Villalba, who finds the equaliser for us at the near post and picks the ball up, immediately running back to the centre circle. Then we came forward again in the 85th minute with Mike Leite trying to work his way through the defence. I thought that could have been a penalty there that fell from Oliveira. Like, it was, I think it's a definite penalty, like, in this game. But the ball comes out to Danny Ings. He plays it to Leite, who sees his shot blocked. He tries to keep the move alive, and Villalba from such close distance sees his shot go just wide of the post. And then in the 95th minute of the game, Sporting Lisbon went into a counter-attack with Araujo picking the ball up. He works his way forward and plays it into Mauricio, who taps it towards Silva, and Jack Butland stands firm with an absolutely incredible save in the dying moments of the game to keep us in it with a point, which is a little bit of a disappointing result in all honesty. I definitely expected a win in that game, and here's a look at where that draw leaves us in the league table. We're actually third place, 2 points behind Celtic now, although we play Dortmund next, and if hypothetically Celtic were to draw against Sporting and we were to beat Borussia Dortmund, I don't think they have head-to-head on this game. I think it's goal difference, so I think we could overtake Celtic, and if we get back-to-back wins over Dortmund, we're immediately back in it and looking like we could get a finish in first place in the group. So I'm hoping that's what happens, and I hope that we find our form in Europe. But it will come at the cost of me actually having to field a strong team, which I should have done against Sporting Lisbon. But our next game is against Tottenham Hotspur, and look at how long the name of their left back is. I hope he does nothing important in this fixture so that I never have to pronounce his name. But in the first minute of this game, the ball comes into Gonzalo Higuain, who backheels it to Lewis Holtby, who got very lucky to even get the ball in the first place. But I find it absolutely incredible that an experienced footballer would miss from that distance. But thankfully enough for us, he did. But they came forward again in the 10th minute with Higuain getting in, seeing his shot saved by Butland, and Pritchard hilariously blasting his chance from an open goal well over the bar. Then just after the half-hour mark, Spurs came forward once more with Yedlin on the ball, and he gets into a great position before rattling the post, and then he sees it cleared away by Tom Ince. And we found it really difficult to actually find our footing in this game. Like, Spurs usually do come at us in the first half. That is the nature of the way that they play. In the second half, we get a shot from Villalba just 2 minutes in, as it was palmed away by the goalkeeper, and then we came forward again 10 minutes later. This was more of kind of a half chance really, as Williams picks the ball up in a good position. He gets round Yedlin and went for the shot, but Yedlin made a fantastic recovery, and in all honesty, DeAndre Yedlin looks like an absolutely brilliant player. I think after this season, we're going to move clubs probably, hopefully to a team with more money, because I'm going to try and get Yedlin at the club. But this game ends in a 0-0 draw against Tottenham, which was disappointing again, because I know that we can beat Tottenham. I think since the first time I figured out how to beat Tottenham, I haven't lost to them, and we beat them in the Capital One Cup in the last episode, so I was hoping to replicate that type of form, because that was with a second string 11 pretty much as well. So I don't really know what to make of it. A draw isn't so good, but thankfully Chelsea actually slipped up in their game. So a look at the league table just then showed that a victory over Swansea here would put us back into first in the league, and we are still unbeaten in the league. And the positives to be found in the Spurs draw are that we actually got a clean sheet, which is something that we don't usually do. So this game against Swansea, we went with, see, I'm trying to toy with the midfield a little bit, and just like the whole team selection in general, and just figure out what the strongest possible one is. But in the first minute of this game, Ashley Barnes came forward for Swansea City and played it into Sigurdsson, who did really well to create a chance from that, and he got his shot off, which Jack Butland saved, and he's having a pretty good season. He's definitely coming into his own. He's definitely an adequate replacement for Kasper Schmeichel as well. And from the resulting corner kick, Swansea swing it in with Inan. His corner is held by Jack Butland, who releases it to Danny Ings in a good position, who looks up for Villalba's run and plays it over to him with an inch perfect pass, controlled expertly by Villalba, who takes it round Obeng really easily, runs around Fernandez and gets his shot off. But sadly for us, it was just wide of the post, and he has yet to recapture his form in the league since his hat-trick that never was, which I will stop talking about at some point, but I'm just not ready to yet. But in the 12th minute of this game, Swansea had had an attack going with Barnes falling over in the box and getting dispossessed, which launched us into a counter-attack with Danny Ings on the ball. And the run from Villalba was good, as he picks the ball up in between two Swansea defenders. He's got the pace to take it round both of them, and an expert finish as he spreads himself to put the ball into the bottom right-hand corner of the net to put us 1-0 up after just 14 minutes, which was really, really good. And then in the 31st minute, Swansea Swansea had a shot on goal through Gylfi Sigurdsson, which was put wide by Jack Butland, and out for yet another corner kick for Swansea, which would be taken once again by Inan on that right hand side, or on the left hand side for them, I suppose. He swings it in with his right foot, and it's once again straight into the arms of Butland. But this is where I tried to release the ball. You can see it in the green bar. So when Butland gets up, he released the ball from earlier when the defence had split, and that led or created so much space in the middle for Barnes to easily just finish into the back of the net. And I was so disappointed because I threw it beforehand, but he reacted too late, and I just assumed that he wouldn't have reacted at all. So that was kind of just a mistake by me, and it cost us a goal. And now Swansea were level, and the momentum was with them, and they came forward, almost making it 2-1 in the 45th minute, but thankfully for us it was saved. Then we come into the second half with Tom Huddlestone on the ball as he plays it to Danny Ings, trying to create something here. A nice back heel to Ward Prowse, and a great ball into Villalba. Sees his volley saved by the goalkeeper and eventually cleared by the Swansea defence. But Jeffrey Schlupp came on in the second half, and John Stones unleashes him with an amazing through ball, and Schlupp gets in ahead of Fernandez and manages to finish into the back of the net to put us 2-1 up. And Jeffrey Schlupp is just such a hero. I love him so much. I would never ever sell him, and he celebrates that goal, which actually turned out to be the winning goal of the game, and the rest of the game was spent with Swansea just dominating possession and not really going anywhere, which is quite frustrating when that happens, but that's just the way that the AI are, and we're kind of used to that at this stage. But here's a look at the match facts just to show that that victory is actually a really hard fought one, because Swansea had more shots on target, more possession, slightly worse pass accuracy though, which doesn't usually happen. But we come out of that game to find that Jeffrey Schlupp is actually unsettled, which is really annoying, because I just said I'd never ever sell him, and that's true. I'm never going to sell him. He's the only player left who was here when we got here, and I really want to keep that. Like, I want to keep him at the club, because he's gone up so much as well, and he's just great. But I just don't want him to leave. But yeah, that's the end of this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like on the video. That would be much appreciated. I've been Eldeniro. Thanks for watching.